actually are. And I've found even 9-ball ones can round off, right? So the trick is just to be careful. You need a little specialist T2 torque screwdriver here. It's pretty small. You can get the 9-ball one like you see here. Bit pricey, but you know, it's guaranteed to work. Or you can try and find, like from mobile phone shops, that sort of thing, a T2 torque screwdriver. What we're going to do is just poke them in here. Just undo these. One. Remember not to do these up too tight when you put them back in, because one, it makes it more of a chance for you rounding them off, and two, obviously there's a chance of making the gearbox too tight and having a turning over problem. I'll just drop that. Get out, little monkey. Right, there. So that's the 3 out. Now it's obviously loose now. The only thing holding it, you know, together now is obviously the 4 gears there poked through. You see here the spring guide poking through there. Obviously the cylinder and the cylinder head up the top there. So it's pretty much like any gearbox. You've just got to start edging it across. But remember, it's under quite a lot of tension inside there. So as you start taking it up, what I like to do is poke stuff down, alright, so it doesn't get caught in the top section. So here we see a little noise there as the spring guide goes down. Push the gears down one at a time. I like to push them down through the bearings, right, on the off chance that obviously the bearings stay stuck in the casing and the gears just conveniently stay in place. It's fiddly, just take your time. Just edge up the gearbox one at a time. Righty. Keep pushing them down. Keep trying to get them out of that. Keep pushing that spring guide down. The spring guide is what's going to be holding it all in place. That's it. You can still see here I haven't been blocking this. Right, so we're edging it up now. We've come off the top part. That's the easiest bit, to get it off that part first. And then what we want to do is take, now we know that the spring guide's in place. That's it. Just edge it up. See how it's all stayed in place, because we made sure that we kept the spring guide in place. And then we've got 3 bearings here still left on that. Notice the position of the this cam lobe here, which sort of comes out on its own. But just sort of notice how sort of you've got the cam lobe on top, you've got the bar underneath, just in case you have trouble relocating them. What we want to do here is just push this piston down, and the easiest way is just by taking your needle nose pliers, grabbing hold hard of the spring guide, as much of it as you can, push it back, pull it up while bracing the tension, okay? And then pull it out like this, and then you get your spring guide and your spring. Now this is obviously another Eagle 6 spring here, but I'm going to take this bad boy out and I'm going to fit another one just to show you guys. Right, you can see here how my the piston, it just slightly turns over because obviously it was under tension and all that. So what you want to do is relocate it back on its runner. I mean, while you're in here, you could potentially do things like stretch the O-ring around the cylinder just to try and get a better seal. You could put re-oil it with sort of new cylinder grease, that sort of thing, to try and get a better seal. You could put a bit of extra grease around the cylinder head O-ring, try and get a better seal there. Anything really that can try and help increase the FPS, just use your noggin really. So anything you do in a normal gun you can do here really to try and help it. Right, it's just catching slightly on the sector gear here. So we'll just pop it up out of the way, and then we'll... Right, this second gear, just take him out, because it doesn't really catch on anything taking him out. And what we'll do, we'll cycle it back round here because it's catching on the piston. Righty. Alright, let's locate it back on its runner. I like to get it so you can see, looking at the teeth, okay, as they go round. What's the light like on this? No. Better? No? I like to get the teeth so that you can imagine them coming around towards the piston, so it's just at the, we'll call it 9 o'clock position while looking at it like this. So just so that it's sort of before it obviously comes around and catches the piston and picks it up. So I don't like it to have to be too close in case it jams, or too far away so it builds up too much speed before it grabs hold of that first piston. First tooth. Alright, now that's in there though, we want to put back on the second gear we pulled out. Just poke him in there. Right. Alright, so all the gears are in the correct position. What I want to do is just put the cam lobe back to where it was, which was just sitting on its little notch. This little hole. Right, push the tapper plate back. Right, so it's basically as it was. The only thing we've got now is obviously our new spring. Let's pop them on a spring guide. It's the new Eagle 6 spring. And what we'll do is same as we've done before, except we're going to aim to lock this in its little position, so that way it will sort of hold itself in there. Poke him into the piston, and using our technique to brace all the tension, slot him back in its little hole. Come on, you bad boy, get in. There we go. It's in his hole. Now what we can do is get the top section. And poke him back over. Like with any gearbox, in order to get the top section back on, you're going to have to wiggle things about a bit. Find out what's catching on the gearbox. Usually it's this top, the cylinder here. What it needs to be is sort of pushed down slightly,